The air was thick with unease as I reminisced about my friendship with the local Native American man. A bond that turned into a chilling nightmare, a tale that still chills me to the bone. It all began innocently, with me being fascinated by the folklore and traditions of the local tribe. My friendship with the Native American man was genuine, and I respected his knowledge of ancient customs, including the eerie legend of Skinwalkers. As time passed, he started sharing stories about the power and allure of becoming a Skinwalker, a transformation that would grant unimaginable abilities. But I was resolute in my refusal to embrace such dark practices, wanting no part in a path veiled in malevolence. My rejection seemed to unravel something within him. What started as persistent requests turned into incessant harassment. He'd stalk me, lurking in the shadows, whispering eerie warnings and veiled threats that sent shivers down my spine. Days turned into sleepless nights as his relentless pursuit continued. I felt the weight of his ominous presence, a constant reminder that I had unwittingly invited darkness into my life. Then came that fateful evening when I saw him standing outside my home, bathed in an otherworldly glow. My heart pounded with a mix of fear and dread as I watched in disbelief. His form contorted, twisting into a grotesque and terrifying creature, a skinwalker. I was frozen in terror, witnessing the impossible unfold before my eyes. The skinwalker's eyes burned with an unholy fire, fixated on me with a hunger that chilled me to the core. In a frenzied panic, I fled, the skinwalker's unearthly howls echoing behind me. Every step felt like an eternity, my mind reeling with the horror of what I had witnessed. The encounter shattered my sense of safety and reality, a stark reminder of the darkness that lingers within ancient legends. It was a chilling testament to the malevolent forces that exist beyond our comprehension, leaving me forever haunted by the specter of that nightmarish transformation and the Skinwalker's relentless pursuit. I grew up in the heart of Navajo country, surrounded by tales of skinwalkers that echoed through the reservation. The stories were more than mere legends. They were whispered warnings of darkness lurking at the edge of our reality. One moonless night, I was visiting my grandmother's remote homestead, deep within the reservation. The air felt charged with an eerie energy as she regaled me with cautionary tales about the skinwalkers, malevolent beings with the power to transform into animals and humans. As the fire crackled in the hearth, a chilling gust of wind rattled the windows, and a primal fear crept into the room. My grandmother fell silent, her eyes wide with apprehension. That's when we heard it, a haunting sound that seemed to seep through the walls. The sound of distant, mournful howling. Shivers raced down my spine as my grandmother hurriedly drew protective symbols in the air, muttering prayers under her breath. The atmosphere thickened, suffused with an inexplicable sense of dread. In the dead of night, an ominous figure appeared outside, a shadowy silhouette with glowing eyes that pierced through the darkness. My heart pounded against my ribcage as the figure approached the perimeter of the house, its steps unnaturally silent. The air grew heavy with an acrid smell, a mixture of decay and something indefinably sinister. I felt a chill crawl up my spine, sensing an otherworldly presence lingering just beyond the walls. As the figure moved closer, it began to change, contorting into grotesque forms, a distorted amalgamation of human and animal features. Panic consumed me, but I was paralyzed, unable to move or scream. The entity pressed against the window, its malevolent gaze fixed upon me. In that moment, I could almost feel its intent, an insidious desire to invade, to tear apart the boundary between our worlds. Suddenly, with a blood-curdling screech, the figure vanished into the night. The air around us lifted, but the memory of that encounter lingered, an encounter that blurred the line between folklore and horrifying reality. Since that night, I've never been able to shake the feeling of being watched, a lingering fear that the Skinwalker might return, forever altering my perception of the world and the unseen terrors that inhabit it. I am still haunted by the harrowing events that unfolded, an unspeakable nightmare that shattered the illusion of safety and sanity in my life, a chilling encounter with the horrors of a Skinwalker. It all began with our beloved German Shepherd, a loyal companion that had become an integral part of our lives. Tragically, our dog fell victim to a venomous rattlesnake while innocently playing in the grass. The loss was devastating, especially for my wife, who mourned the death of our faithful pet. Days passed, and a strange aura seemed to envelop my grieving wife. Her demeanor shifted, her once vibrant spirit now clouded by an inexplicable darkness. I dismissed it as the lingering sorrow of losing our beloved dog. However, the signs became more unsettling. I witnessed her peculiar behavior, erratic movements, distant stares, and a sense of detachment that sent a chill down my spine. But it was what I saw one fateful day that shattered my reality. I caught sight of my wife in the backyard, digging frantically near our dog's resting place. My heart raced with a sense of dread as I approached her. To my horror, I saw a figure atop a distant hill, a man who appeared Native American, observing the scene. My blood ran cold as I watched it in disbelief. My wife, consumed by an otherworldly force, ripped the skin off our deceased dog's body with an unnerving ease. With a sickening transformation, she donned the skin, morphing into a grotesque and terrifying manifestation, a Skinwalker. I was paralyzed with terror as the Skinwalker fixed its malevolent gaze upon me, its eyes gleaming with a hunger for something beyond comprehension. The air grew thick with an unnatural silence, a primal fear that gripped my very soul. With a primal instinct urging me to flee, I turned and ran, my heart pounding with a terror I couldn't comprehend. I sought refuge, but the haunting memory of that gruesome transformation and the Skinwalker's relentless pursuit haunted my every waking moment. The nightmarish encounter shattered my sense of safety and reality, a chilling reminder that some evils lurk within the fabric of the world, disguised in the most unsuspecting of guises. It was a horrifying ordeal that forever scarred my existence, leaving me haunted by the malevolent presence of the Skinwalker that once wore the guise of my beloved wife. The forest had always held an allure for us, a group of 6 seasoned hunters seeking adventure in the untouched wilderness of the Pacific Northwest. Little did we know, our escapade would spiral into a nightmarish encounter that defied all rationale. Days into our journey, we found ourselves disoriented, lost amidst the dense labyrinth of trees. Panic crept in as the realization of our predicament sank its teeth into our resolve. We were running low on supplies. Our only hope rested in finding our way back to civilization. It was then that we stumbled upon a lone figure, a Native American elder, his weathered face lined with wisdom and experience. He spoke of knowing these woods like the lines on his palm, offering to guide us out, promising safe havens to camp and rest along the way. His guidance seemed a blessing at first, leading us to secluded clearings where we set up camp. Yet, as the nights wore on, a palpable sense of unease settled among us. Whispers carried on the wind, chilling our bones with inexplicable fear. On the 3rd night, as we huddled around the flickering fire, the elder's countenance darkened. His eyes bore an intensity that sent shivers down our spines. He spoke of a presence, a malevolence lurking in the shadows, stalking us with unseen eyes. Before we could comprehend his warning, the forest turned against us. Strange noises echoed through the trees, rustling leaves masking the approach of an unknown terror. We dismissed it as paranoia until one of us disappeared without a trace. The nights grew colder, and a sinister aura enveloped our camp. The elders' guidance became erratic, leading us deeper into the heart of the unknown. We felt like prey, hunted by an entity we couldn't comprehend. One by one, my companions vanished into the night, swallowed by an unseen force. Panic consumed us. Paranoia gnawed at our sanity, and the chilling realization dawned upon us. We were being hunted by something beyond our understanding. The elder, our supposed guide, was the last to remain. His once reassuring presence turned ominous, a harbinger of our impending doom. As he bid us farewell with cryptic words, his figure dissolved into the shadows, leaving us at the mercy of the unknown. Alone and petrified, I braced myself for the inevitable, haunted by the unseen entity that prowled the darkness, picking us off one by one. The forest swallowed our screams, leaving behind a chilling silence, a grim reminder of our ill-fated encounter with forces beyond comprehension.